Welcome to The Voice with Youth. On September 10, 2025, at Utah Valley University, an ordinary afternoon turned into a moment that shocked American politics. A single gunshot ended the life of a Charlie Kirk, just 31 years old, a rising conservative activist and one of the most recognized voices of young Republicans. He was assassinated while doing what had defined his life. Speaking to students, his death left the nation stunned, divided, and searching for answers. Charlie Kirk was born in 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois. From a young age, politics fascinated him. By his teenage years, he was already active in conservative student groups, and at just 19 years old, in 2012, he co-founded Turning Point USA. The goal was bold: to mobilize young people around free markets, limited government, and conservative values. What began as a small effort quickly grew into a powerful student-led movement with thousands of chapters across high school and universities nationwide. Kirk was not only an organizer, he became a public figure and a voice that millions recognized. Through his program, The Charlie Kirk Show, he reached a wide audience. He wrote books, appeared frequently on television, debated critics, and built a reputation as a fearless culture warrior. His style was sharp and unapologetic. Supporters admired his courage to confront progressive politics and defend traditional values. Critics saw him as combative, of the divisive, someone who pushed polarization further. By the 2020 election, his presence has grown even larger, with his group students for Trump playing a visible role in mobilizing conservative students. For many, Kirk symbolized a bridge between the older conservative establishment and a younger generation eager to engage in politics. But on September 10, 2025, that voice was silenced. Charlie Kirk, who was in Utah for the launch of his American Comeback Tour. The event took place under tent of the Utah Valley University campus, where he was hosting his signature Prove Me Wrong session, taking questions, debating, and challenging students face to face. It was midday, just after 12:20 p.m., when the calm of discussion was shattered. A single shot rang out. A round from a bolt action rifle struck Kirk in the neck. In an instant, debate turned into chaos. Students screamed and ran to cover. Security scrambled to respond, and panic spread through the crowd of thousands. Kirk was rushed to the hospital, but later that afternoon he was pronounced dead. Authorities later confirmed the shot had come from a rooftop nearby. The shooter fled, and despite an intensive investigation, remains at large. The assassination turned the nation. Vigils and memorials were held across campuses. Supporters mourned the loss of a leader they admired. Even many of his critics commended the act, calling it a dangerous escalation of political violence in America. The president ordered flag thrown at half-staff. Leaders from both parties issued statements of sorrow. On national media, tributes poured in. But so did debate, with many questioning whether the toxic climate of political discourse had created the condition for such an attack. Charlie Kirk's legacy is complicated. To his supporter, he was a brilliant organizer, a champion of conservative youth, and a fighter who energized young Republicans. To his critics, he was a polarizing figure whose confrontational style depends America's divide. Yet whatever one believes, it is undeniable that he shaped political conservation for over a decade, leaving his mark on campus and media and in the minds of a generation. Now his voice has been silent, but the ideas he promoted and the movement he built continue to echo across the country. The assassination of Charlie Kirk is more than the tragic end of one man's life. It is a chilling reminder of the fragility of democracy, the power of words, and the dangerous consequence when political conflict turn into the violence. His story lives on, not only in the moment he created, but in the warning it now carries for America's future. Thank you.